Back in the early 2000s, I worked in a mine outside Elkins, West Virginia. The state had started a reclamation program. Old mines were going to be sealed off, some backfilled, some reused for utility lines. Our crew got the job to inspect every side tunnel, even the ones abandoned for decades. One of those tunnels was D-12, shut down in the 80s after a collapse, entrance welded shut. Nobody had been in there since, but before the final closure, we were required to make sure there were no people, no animals, no open voids that could cave in later. Me and two guys walked the active section, and when we got close to D-12, we heard it. A knocking. Not an echo, not dripping water, a metallic, rhythmic knock, like somebody hitting an old rail inside. By protocol, we had to check it out. If it was a cave-in or an animal, we needed to log it. If it was a person in there, the company would be in serious trouble. We carried a standard inspection camera on a cable, like most crews do. The entrance was sealed, but the old ventilation shaft was still accessible. We lowered the camera in. 10 meters down, nothing. 15, dust and rubble. Around 20 meters, the light hit the wall, and something moved out of frame. Not a blur, it pulled away, like it already knew exactly where the blind spots were. We froze the cable, and then the mic picked up a sound. Not a voice, not footsteps, a crunch. The same sound you hear when someone snaps the spine of a rat or a rabbit. We pulled the camera back up. There was blood on the housing. Fresh. Not old rust-colored stains, fresh. No animal hides that fast. And no animal follows your footsteps the way that knocking did earlier. We called in another crew, and when they checked the grating at the entrance, they found rat bones, cleaned almost down to dust. Nothing unusual, old mines always have rats. But mixed in with those bones were others, longer, thinner, looked like finger bones. Not animal, and definitely not old. The official report used one word, trespasser. But we all knew better. Whoever was in there wasn't a trespasser. He'd been living in that tunnel for decades, in total darkness, eating whatever he could catch. Between us and him was just a few meters of rock. And when the knocking matched our footsteps, it meant only one thing. He was walking right next to us, in a parallel tunnel we couldn't reach. Quiet, certain, like someone who knew that mine better than any of us ever would. After that, they welded D-12 shut for good, and that was the right call. Because the scary part wasn't that someone was down there. The scary part was how long he'd survived, and how much longer he might have kept going if we hadn't heard that knock.